Lil Yachty, Lil Yachty. It's still pretty crazy to me. Well, not crazy, but I'm still impressed and glad that Boat is still around. About to be 2025. I remember literally hearing about him for the first time at a Young Thug concert back in early 2016 and just falling in love with his music. Intrigued by his character, and the way he rapped was just so different. The red hair, it was all just a new fresh take on hip hop music. The old heads hated it, but me and many others were rocking with the new wave of rappers coming out. To be honest though, I was a little iffy on whether or not he would last this long, mostly due to the overwhelming amount of hate he received at first, and he basically was the poster child of the quote-unquote mumble rap scene. But here we are, damn near 10 years later, and Yachty is a household name in this game and pretty much a legend in this shit. He's given us a shit ton of music, dope features, and projects over the years that may have been hit or miss, but he's still just as relevant today as he was almost 10 years ago. With the release of his song Poland back in late 2022, which was originally just a leak that blew up, I would say that this was when his relevancy took a whole new level for him. The song was surprisingly a hit, and this was when he started to get better musically. Not that he had fallen off, because he was kind of always there, but he just went on a crazy run in 2023, especially with him hanging around Drake. And Drake bringing him on tour with him really brought his notoriety to all new heights, really making the casual fans put respect on his artistry, especially with the release of his psychedelic and very soulful album Let's Start Here. Man, if you would have told me that Yachty would make this kind of album, I would have told you hell nah, ain't no way. Shit. It was one of the most unique albums I've ever heard, and I feel like it'll forever be an amazing album to listen to no matter what time period we're in. It was polarizing, and Boat will go on a pretty big tour for this. And on top of that, his Concrete Boys clique was starting to truly form. He had already given us a glimpse of Concrete in a way before that with his Michigan Boy tape, but to me that shit was kind of booty. Towards the end of 2023, there was an artist by the name of Karrahbooo. Remember her? Buzzing crazy, especially after she did that On the Radar freestyle. Ain't no nigga that I trust to knock off the dust, which we all know was actually written by Yachty. She swears it wasn't, but we all know she's just trying to save face. But as hot and as quick she rose to the top was just as fast as her career went south, because literally not even a year later, she was dropped from the group. There's been all kinds of back and forths between the two, which is very unfortunate to me.
It's so crazy to me, bro, because it's like, bro, Kara's not a good person. She's nasty. She's like a very disrespectful, rude, egotistical person.
Nigga say I'm running to the internet to talk down on him. I said, nigga, I didn't even say your name or nothing. He said, but you're signed to me. So that's like, shut your ass up. Shut up. Tired of it. You always crying. Shut the fuck up.
But yeah, 2024 was supposed to be a big year for Concrete and Karrahbooo, but they just weren't letting her drop for some reason. She was one of the biggest new acts out, but she barely released anything in 2024, other than them releasing the Concrete Boys project in April of this year. A solid tape actually. So I guess they were just really trying to focus on them as a group, as opposed to really giving Karrahbooo that shine, which to me was a big mistake, because she was the glue of that group. She was the nucleus and basically the Draymond Green of that clique. Without Karrahbooo being there anymore, Concrete Boys lost all their steam. It just isn't the same without her. She was the biggest name in there besides Boat, and they ruined it. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel bad for her, bruh, cause she's been going through it these past 6 months. Bro, when Concrete came out before Yachty at Rollin' Loud Miami this year, that shit was crickets, bruh. Let's keep it real. I even went to their tour earlier this year, and everything seemed fine and dandy. And when I tell you Karrahbooo's the biggest artist out of there besides Boat, just listen to the reaction that Karrahbooo got as opposed to everyone else in the group.
So look, for those of y'all who don't know, I go by the name of Camo. I go by the name of Draft Baby. I'm DC2 y'all know what the fuck. I'm Karrahbooo.
yeah, they fucked it. But as far as Lil Yachty goes, the Lucy singles and features he's been giving us here and there have been nothing but heat. Musically, Yachty is the best he's ever been. So the big question is, where the hell does Yachty go from here? He fell out with his boy Mitch too this year and ended up blowing up the podcast. That was until months later he brought it back himself. So let's see where that goes. He even cut his hair to look like Mace in 97. Bro, he looks just like Mace, bro. So for 2025, what's next for Lil Yachty? It's funny because I made the same type of video 4 years ago for Lil Yachty after the release of his Lil Boat 3 project and the lukewarm reception it got, and look where his career's at now. Crazy. And at this point in 2025, it would make 2 years since his last solo project. It's crazy how time flies for him. I'm not sure what his next album is gonna sound like, which is always a good thing because it keeps me intrigued and curious. He has so many avenues that he could take it musically and sonically. I feel like it might be his best work yet. But how do you think 2025 is gonna treat Yachty though? Is it gonna be his biggest year yet? Are you excited for his next project? What's the deal with Concrete? I don't know, man. Let's all talk about it in the comments, and I'll check you guys in the next video. Peace.